Welcome to the second part of Lesson 3's project, Designing an App. In the lesson that we completed in class, you developed a prototype of an app with a partner. It's important to remember that other people will be using your app and need to understand how to use it. So, for your warm-up in your journal, you're going to write down, why is it important to plan out the design of an app? Pause the video here so that you can answer that. So I know one reason that it's important is because planning can save time, so the developers don't spend time designing faulty user interfaces. There are careers specifically for user interfaces and the user experience with apps. And then there are careers for the people who code those. So you definitely want to save time when you're working on a project, because you have strict deadlines whenever you're in the workforce. Another reason that it's important is because planning can help the developers talk through and test out ideas with the users of the app. I personally have done this with Google and their Google Maps app. So you definitely have to have a plan in order for efficiency to be part of the development process. So for your activity, the design you sketched out on your paper is a prototype of your app. A prototype helps you plan the looks and features of your app before you program it. And this is also called, I think, a wireframe, because it is done on paper and it's pretty much the plan of what the app is going to look like. So you need your activity guide because you're going to use that as a reference. And then you're going to go to Code Studio. You're going to create your user interface for this lesson. And for level 1 on lesson 3, you're going to follow the instructions. And those instructions are to take a look at the prototype below for the bird quiz app. Do you see how they're drawing arrows from clicking on a button to it pulling up this screen, clicking on the ostrich to it pulling up this screen? Okay, run the app and think about how the prototype helped in the development of this app. Pause the video here so that you can answer this question in your journal. How did the prototype help in the development of this bird quiz app? After looking at this app and the prototype, you may want to make a few adjustments to your own prototype. So pause the video here to take a few minutes to update your design, and when you are finished, move on to level 2, where you will start creating your user interfaces in App Lab. So let's look at level 2. And I'm going to give you a quick reminder of how level 2 works, okay, of how the design space works. If you want a new screen, it goes, this is how you get it right here. You click screen 1 and then new screen, okay? If you want to add something, you can click and drag, all right? If you want to choose a theme, click default and go through this list and see if there's one that you like. Okay, so right now we're just creating how the app is going to look. So this will probably take you about 30 minutes because you're creating an app with multiple screens, okay? Note you are not doing any programming yet on your app. You will start that in lesson 7, okay? We're on lesson 3 right now. We'll start programming on lesson 7. So pause the video here so that you can program, pause the video here so that you can create what your app is going to look like. Even if you made your design with somebody else in class, you're working on this part by yourself. So keep that in mind. Now that you're done designing your app, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the lesson. And your prompt is, were there any changes you had to make to your original design once you transferred it to the screen? If you didn't have any changes that you had to make, go back and make one, okay? Because there is always a way to improve a design, okay? So if you chose not to make improvements, that's exactly what you did. You chose not to make that improvement. So if you are saying, no, I didn't make any changes, go back and make a change, okay? Because I would hate for you to lose points on this just because you decided you didn't want to make any changes. All right? If you have any questions, please let me know.